What's going on, everyone? It is Mitch from RespectMyRegion.com. Happy Monday. It is the morning joy and happy Memorial Day to everybody out there that served for this country. Appreciate you guys' sacrifice. I know everyone's probably taking the day off, relaxing, but we still going to get this stream in, do a little bit of work today, and then we're going to relax and barbecue a little bit as well. But just wanted to come in on keep the habit rolling. Every Monday, we're running the stream in the morning a little bit later than usual, usually checking in around 7 a.m. Pacific Standard. We're coming at 8:30 a.m. live today on this Memorial Day. The RMR newsletter should be in your inbox around 9 a.m. We're going to get into some of the topics that we covered in cannabis and music. Number one, coming up here in just a few short weeks is the Flower Expo in Greenfield, Massachusetts. A new type of cannabis conference is coming to the Massachusetts market, who's seen over $4 billion in gross sales. Flower Expo is presented by some of the people behind Hall of Flowers in California. They're bringing a similar vibe to the Massachusetts market, allowing consumption on site. Brands are showcasing products, something geared towards buyers and budtenders to come and check out brands. Again, this is for the Massachusetts market. We've got a lot of dope brands and companies signed on, like Ascend, Cookies, um, Coast, Heisman, Rev Brands, Nature's Heritage, Mary Med, Pax, Trees, Blaze, Zigzag, Grove Bags. There's going to be a lot of people out here at Greenfield, Massachusetts. We're going to be on site. We're going to be doing some interviews. So definitely check out the Flower Expo if you're in the Massachusetts market, New York, New Jersey, anywhere that's kind of in that 4 mile radius. You got no excuse, man. You can drive out there. We're flying across the country. We're super stoked for the Flower Expo here on June 14th and 15th in Greenfield, Massachusetts. We're definitely going to be out there. Come pull up on us. Next up in cannabis news, we've got the Emerald Cup Award winners. The Emerald Cup Awards were presented by OCB on Mother's Day weekend. Joey J. Ping went up there. They released all of the winners. We've got an article on our site, and then there's an article or all of the award winners are at the emeraldcup.com. They're excuse me, man. It can be on the 3-day weekend. There's a lot of award winners, so we're not going to go through all of them. But first in sun-grown flowers, Rebel Grown, Double OG Chem 15. Second in sun-grown, Naughty Squirrel Venom OG. Third in sun-grown, Green Shock Farms, Peppermint Sleigh Ride. First in mixed light flower, Ridgeline Farms Lance. Second mixed light flower, Preferred Gardens Doja Pack 1111. Third in mixed light flower, Local Cannabis Co. Florida Kush. First in indoor flower, Fig Farms Blueface. Second indoor flower, Sense Gasface. Oh, the faces are taking over. Third indoor flower, Cannabiotics French Alps. And then fourth indoor, Maven Genetics French Laundry. Fifth, Fig Farms again, Animal Face. Man, all the faces. All the faces. And then sun-grown greenhouse flower, first Chameleon Craft Bubble Bath, second sun-grown greenhouse flower, Create Cannabis Creates Gelinade, third in sun-grown greenhouse flower, Chameleon Craft Mule Fuel. So that was some of the flower winners. Obviously, at the pre-rolls, the home grow, ice water hash, rosin, El Creme Moroccan Peaches Live Resin. Second in rosin, Papa Select and Booney Acre Strawberry Rainbows Premium Live Rosin. Third, rosin Punch Edibles Extracts, Redwood Valley Farms. Bloom Seed Co. The Rambutan Batter Rosin. And obviously you got your cartridges, edibles. Let's look, beverages. First place, Moonstone Medicinals, Herba Mate Lemon Mint. Second place, beverages, Marijuana Beverages Co. Guava 50 milligram THC soft drink. Third, Lagunitas Hi-Fi Sessions. Cloudberry 4-pack. Gummies. Number one, Space Gem Sour Space Drops. Number two, P&B Kitchen Watermelon Chili Gummies. Number three, Lost Farm Yuzu Fizz Sour Dream Live Resin. And they got some stuff, man. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get, what's up, Tim? I gotta become a judge, man. I gotta taste some of these flavors. No, it sounds like a lot of fire. Obviously, there was a lot to judge across a lot of different categories. I just ran through some of the winners. You can go check that out on their website. There is a ton of winners in a lot of different categories. Definitely check that out. Give you some new brands to check out, some new products to check out. I mean, they're winning one of the most prestigious awards in California. So definitely check that out. Shout out the Emerald Cup. Next up in California news, the FSCC Coalition, which is the Financial Stability for the California Cannabis Coalition, was formed a couple of weeks ago. They have a joint purpose looking to pass Bill AB 776 to enable the cannabis industry to thrive. Basically, they're trying to bring awareness to the severe credit issues that are posing a threat to the stability of the California's cannabis industry. Has behind the FSCC represents approximately 45% of the state's industry by sales volume, including wholesalers, consumer brands, and producers. They're taking a look at data and analysis on credit issues and then looking to propose solutions through a white paper. And so basically, in California, cannabis or retail are able to purchase products on terms, net 30 terms. And what you're seeing right now, if you're not aware, if you're in the market, you're like, duh, please don't explain my nightmare that I deal with every day. But if you're not familiar, brands are giving these stores products on terms. And so as a brand looks to grow, say a brand got $100,000 in sales this month, that likely the vast majority of that is on terms. So if a company sells $100,000 worth of goods to dispensaries, they need to then go get more from either make more product or buy more product or grow more product to then have the next set of sales. And to do any one of those costs money. And you have to pay your sales team and you have overhead. So you have all this money that you're shelling out and you reach $100,000 in sales, but say 80% of that 80,000 is not cash on delivery. So 80,000 of that is just out there waiting to come back. But then you need to go buy more stuff to then get another $100,000 of sales, and more of that money's out. And say that 80%, that $80,000 that you own, the margin you're only making on that, you're lucky to be getting in the 10 to 20% in this. So you are loaning out money for an extended period to somebody on a no interest loan to maybe make 10 to 20% back. And you're constantly having to grab more capital just to get to the next month while you're still waiting to bring back. And in a perfect world, you front people for a month and then you go collect payments, and the very few of them default. But what we're seeing in the industry, especially California, is those net 30 terms are turning to net 45, net 60, net 100. I've seen a net 125, 130. I think I saw net 180 on someone's list they put out. They didn't put the actual vendors, but they put the days that the terms are at. And if you're fronting your money out, that's what banks do. And if you're fronting money out, you should be making interest on that, and you're not. So there's a severe cash flow problem. And we're seeing retailers basically use brands as a zero interest loan to operate their business. So there's clearly a flaw in the system that is affecting the entire industry. And if the whole supply chain is having a hard time moving cash through it, that it's not moving in a perfect circle, equilibrium, creating this healthy, balanced ecosystem. We're just seeing kind of this lopsided thing where, you know, a dispensary could owe an edible brand a ton of money. And if they choose to not pay up their bills, they could go just find another edible brand in that same price point and then keep the tab open with the other person, promising they'll pay them back, and then open up a new tab with another brand. And you can do that a couple different times. You might be able to get to profitability and then never have to really pay anyone back or have too high of bills to pay everyone back. So there's clearly some financial issues in the California cannabis industry, and the FSCC is just taking a look at this data and going to propose some challenges, and we greatly need it. Because again, at the end of the day, someone owes you net 30, it goes to net 60. Your choices are what? Take them to court. Taking them to court, you know, the minimum orders at this point, a lot of these stores are going to owe, I don't know, 2,500 to 10 grand to some of the bigger brands. To take someone to court is going to be a significant, it's going to cost 2,500 to 10 grand to take someone to court. And of that 2,500 to 10 grand, again, only 10 to 20% of that is profit. So if you're spending, you know, $5,000, $6,000 to take someone to court for $1,000 of profit to get, you're constantly losing money. And even if anyone who's ever been to court, you win a court case and they say, hey, you owe these people in a judgment, what's to say they don't pay you? If they haven't paid you to that point, if there's no real repercussion to hold over them, consequence, then they might just not ever pay you or still be slow to pay you. So the, the the ability to take product on terms in California and the lack of enforcement or accountability or um, just ethical approach to this is severely crippling the entire California cannabis industry. So the FSCC is taking a look at that, whether they're the right group, whether they're doing it the right way, that is yet to be seen. But there's clearly an issue there we need to solve. Um, and then next up on the site, we have an interview with Joey Pinci. Pinos, I don't know how to say his name. I apologize, Joey, from Smoky River Entertainment District. We sent out our correspondent Veronica to cover the Smoky River 420 Festival in Kansas City. Joey's built something crazy out there, so definitely check out that interview with him. And last up in cannabis news, we have a tour of the Grower Circle in New Mexico. The Grower Circle grows some fire cannabis in Nevada. They've since expanded to Oklahoma and New Mexico. They're one of the most fire flower brands in the state of New Mexico. We toured their facility a couple weeks ago, so check out that tour. We got some photos and some thoughts on their products there. First up into music news, we got hip hop tours this summer that you should check out. First off, Drake and 21 Savage, It's All a Blur. That's going to be a major, major tour. Another major tour, 50 Cent's Final Lap tour. It's claiming this is going to be one of the last times you're going to be able to see him. And it's the 20th anniversary of Get Rich or Die Trying. Is this going to be the last time you see him or the last time you just see him for a couple years? Who knows? But, 50 Cent out there on the road performing Get Rich or Die Trying. I know a lot of you grew up with that. If you didn't, man, you're young or you had a weird childhood. Coming up next, we got Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa's high school reunion tour, which also features Too Short, Warren G, Burner, and DJ Drama. I think they're hitting like 55 dates or something like that, or 28 dates in 30 days. I can't remember, but it's going to be a crazy, crazy tour. They did Snoop Dogg and Wiz did that movie. And so this is just the high school reunion tour. So definitely check that out. It's going to be heavy smoke, obviously, with Burner on there. Next up, we got Logic's College Park tour. Lil Baby, It's Only Us. Killer Mike's High and Holy tour, Lil Durks Story for the Drought. So this is just artist tours this summer. We're seeing those full in gear. There's obviously going to be a ton of festivals to check out, but those are just individual artist tours. Next up, we have an article on how to attend Shambhala after tickets sell out. July 21st to 24th. You're looking at Shambhala up in Canada. I know we've sent quite a bit of writers there in the past. It's one of the only festivals that prohibits the consumption of alcohol, but it's still one of the most popular festivals out there. It's in Salmo, BC. Huge EDM electronic dance lineup. I mean, the poster is huge. Some of the Black Tiger, Sex Machine, Chase and Status, Excision, Gigantic Nightmare, Goldie, Grizz, Hieroglyphics, with Dell and Souls of Mischief, John Summit, Justin Martin, Liquid Stranger, Maya Jane Coles. You got a large Zed's Dead, large lineup and no alcohol. And this event goes for $525 for a GA ticket. And you have to get a lodging package on top of that. But you can no longer get access to the Shambhala site. You can go through secondary apps. So go ahead. We have an article put out where you can still find tickets to that highly coveted event. So check that out. Another beyond just these tours, more shows coming up this summer is Hot 97 Summer Jam is coming back to New York. They got Cardi B headlining, Ice Spice, Correlay, Glorilla, Lola Brooke, French Montana, Fabio Foreign, Lil TJ, and then the Locks. Man, shout out the Locks. They're having just this resurgent. I love it. I'm a big fan of Jadakiss, Chic, Styles, and the Locks in general. They're getting this resurgence, getting a lot of shows. So that's super dope. And these guys got all the hot females right now. Summer Jam's definitely about to be lit in New York. And then we have Lil Durks New Album. Lil Durk is definitely one of the hottest new artists out there. I'd say for the young kids, younger than myself, Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy are definitely the hottest artists out there. I know a lot of guys, a lot of the young guys really look up to Lil Durk and make music like that. So definitely check out that new Lil Durk album, Almost Healed. It sounded like I skimmed through it. Sounded like a pretty dope, complete album. But if you're trying to check out what the kids are listening to, man, that's what they're listening to. And then also coming up June 6th through 10th, we have the Seattle World Tour coming to Seattle, Washington. 5 shows, 5 nights in a row, 5 different lineups featuring 5 Seattle artists. We have a bunch of dope sponsors on there. That's something that we're a part of and producing for our charity, the Seattle World Tour Foundation. So June 6th through the 10th, we've got Sunset Tavern, Belltown Yacht Club, Central Saloon, Cafe Racer, and why can I not think of the 5th venue? Hold on, man. This is embarrassing. Clock Out Lounge. I knew that. So those are the 5 venues we're bringing the Seattle World Tour through 6th to July or June 6th through 10th. So if you're in the Seattle area, you're in the Washington market, pull up to any one of those shows. We got 5 of them, 5 nights in a row. If you're a bud tender, a buyer, you work for a store, please tap in with us. We might have something special for you in regards to that event. So please tap in with us if you're a bud tender or buyer in the Seattle market. Or Washington market, and definitely check that out, seattleworldtour.org. You can get tickets. You can check out the official lineup. I rarely get out in our local area to events, but I'm going to be pulling up to these events. I'm super stoked about the lineup, the cause, the sponsors that we've got this year. It's definitely going to be a dope event. And then for those, the RMR fans and supporters that want to get involved that are in the area, might not come in, we have food donation drop-off boxes at Evergreen Market Dispensary in Bellevue and South Renton, at the Reef, Georgetown, and Capitol Hill, and at Dockside, Soto, and Ballard. You can, at any point in the next month, you can go drop off canned or non-perishable food at those dispensaries in our donation boxes. You can't miss them. We're running that for the next month. You can bring food donations to the actual events. You can bring cash donations to the actual events. We're going to have some super dope stuff that we're auctioning off and selling. All the money goes to charity. And then again, if you don't live in the Seattle area but still want to support, we will be able to take donations on the seattleworldtour.org. We're raising money for our musician relief fund, putting money back in the pockets of artists, for artists, by artists. For a lot of people that don't know, a lot of these artists in an area like Seattle that's super expensive are still dealing with paying back money, losses made over COVID-19. And a lot of the Save Local Music, Save Life Live Music funds and charity drives that were pushed, a lot of that, if you follow the money, trickled back up and went to Live Nation, AEG, massive scale corporations that were getting PPP loans. Meanwhile, the artists were the last person to get any sort of COVID relief, being classified as gig workers, and it likely wasn't enough, especially when they're already struggling to make ends meet in cities that are so expensive like Seattle. So we're putting together something for artists to just continue making their craft, battle the high cost of living and kind of this times of economic turmoil that we're living in. 100% of the proceeds be going to the fund. We're not paying ourselves for running this stuff. So definitely check that out. Seattle World Tour, June 6th through the 10th. And there's some dope live music. You can come make a difference in our local music ecosystem and discover your next favorite group. We literally have artists and bands just covering all different sides of Seattle, all genres, all walks of life. Super, super diverse lineup through and through. So definitely check that out. And then also, Respect My Region RMR Legacy Smalls Cannabis Flower is coming to Washington State here in a couple weeks. You see the bag, you see it glistening right there. 7-gram indoor quality smalls, $45 out the door, coming to the Washington market here in just a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot of stuff coming. We got podcast interviews coming this week. Appreciate everyone for tapping in with us on today's Morning Joint. Again, happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you, everyone out there that has served and those that have made even the greatest sacrifice for this country, laying down their life. We appreciate everyone. Shout out, my father-in-law, my gramps I never met that I was named after, all the homies that served, everyone in the industry that served. We know that there's a lot of veterans involved in the cannabis industry. So really, shout out all them, man. Really appreciate you guys doing what you've done for us to be able to have the freedoms that we've had. for real. So thank you guys for tuning in on this Monday morning joint. If you're not subscribed to the RMR newsletter, make sure you are. If you are, that will be in your inbox in about 10 minutes. If you're on YouTube, subscribe somewhere down there. Go ahead and jam a comment. Even if you got some shit to say, we want to see what you got to say. What are you guys smoking on this week? What brands are you looking for? What's the fire in your area? What news and stories do we need to know from your region? Please tap in and let us know. We want to help tell those stories. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. We'll be back